Are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
Strap yourselves in for the Gaming Hub. With your hosts, Tyler.
You can't handle the truth!
Graham.
The force is strong in this way.
And Steven.
You cannot be serious!
Let's get started.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Gaming Hub. This is episode 157. I'm your host Tyler, saying thank you so much for joining us. And I am here, joined as always by our co-host, minus Graham tonight, who is out sick. So feel better, Graham. But joined by Steven. How have you been doing this week?
I've been doing pretty well. I got 1 week left of regular school and then finals week. So I'm going to be a little stressed next episode. And then I'll be stressing about what I got the following episode. But for right now, I'm feeling okay. I can't wait for this semester to be over. It's flown by. I can't believe we're already almost done. I do have to make a presentation, but it's about baseball and the math in baseball on Monday. That'll be pretty fun. Video game wise, I've almost exclusively been playing MLB The Show. I got into Diamond Dynasty. I haven't spent any money, though I've thought about it a couple times, but I've been good. I've been a good boy. I have not spent any money. But I have grinded out packs, and I have a decent team. They're fun to play with, and I did get lucky and through one of the challenges get a pack, and I pulled a Fernando Tatis Jr. card, which was a 90 overall future star, so it sold for 55,000 coins. So that helped me get a couple diamonds to fill my squad out, and I've pulled a couple other diamonds from packs and stuff. But I've been enjoying it. I mean, baseball is one of my favorite sports, so I've been playing a lot of baseball, or at least in the show, and I've been watching a lot of baseball. My team's garbage, but they've been winning, I guess. And Tyler keeps trying to convince me to become a Twins fan, and that might happen. I think it's a better chance of happening towards playoff time than it is right now. I'll root for them in the playoffs. Probably not if they make it. But they're looking pretty dominant, so credit to the Twins for building a team that can win right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I did kind of have an interesting thing happen to me, not video game related, but I was I got my midterm from last week back in one of my math classes, and I was looking through and I got a really good grade, but I am prone to making really silly, stupid, computational errors where I write something dumb 5 + 5 = 12. Because I'm just trying to go so fast because I'm worried about time that I make dumb mistakes and I lose points. So I was talking to my friend as I was walking out. I'm like, yeah, I lost points on stupid math errors. And my professor heard the stupid math part and he was like, Steven. And I'm like, what? And my stomach dropped a little. I was like, what? Why is he yelling at me? And so I walked back in and I'm like, what? And he was like, it's like you said stupid math. And I'm like, no, I was like stupid math errors, computational, 2 + 2 = 5. And he was like, oh, I just heard that one. But I was like, I got nervous for a second. And my professor's yelling at me because I'm like, I don't want to him to dock me points or anything because he thought I called math dumb, even though I think there's some in our community that probably thinks that math is kind of stupid. I am not one of them, and I know Enix, shout out to my fellow math major and any other math majors. We love math. Math is the best. But Tyler, what's been up with you? You have anything interesting or fun happen?
Like you were talking about with baseball, my favorite team. It's my favorite sport, first of all. And then second, my favorite team, the Twins, are off to a fantastic start. So that's actually taken up a lot of my free time, is watching them. And it's actually really fun to watch them. If you enjoy baseball at all, especially if you like home runs, it's the first time in history I've ever been able to say this, but the Twins are the team to watch if you like home runs.
Are they leading all of baseball or just the AL?
The AL, I think.
Because the Dodgers have more. The Dodgers have been
yeah. And the Brewers are right there too. But all three of those teams are on pace for over 300 home runs this year. And the top team, home run hitting team last year, I think hit 260 some. So, I mean, it's a significant increase. And they've just done a really good job building their roster. And I really like the makeup of the team. They're really fun to watch. And I'm just having a great time with it. So, yeah, that's taking up my time. Part of it's because there's just not a whole lot new game-wise to play. I know we got Division a little while ago, but that didn't grab either of us, really, especially you. And it's not the type of game I want to play by myself, to be honest. So
But we have
Yeah.
not been playing Borderlands. We need to get back in. I
We
want to, and actually, I want to get back into Sea of Thieves. I had fun at least doing
I
it
did
the
too.
1 or 2 days.
Plus,
we
the
played,
new stuff's live now.
Yeah,
And it's getting rave reviews.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing it, I'm sure there's some people somewhere in our mentions that are playing some Sea of Thieves. I'm sure you're going to tell us about how much the new update is, and we'll try to get around to play it.
Yeah. Let's try to do it this weekend. I think we'll have some time. Yeah, we'll have some time
this weekend more than next weekend. I don't have to necessarily study for anything this weekend, so yeah, I'm down. I will say, like, we're kind of early on in Sea of Thieves still. We didn't actually play that much, so I don't know if we can do some of the like more advanced stuff, but
yeah. Well, that's all right.
It's just kind of fun chilling in it.
But yeah, it is. And you know what? It really doesn't take that long to level up.
No.
You know, we just, I don't know what it was the first time through. It just wasn't a good fit. We enjoyed, I think, the beta 10 times more than the actual game.
I think we worried about ships too much in when we played it. Rightly so.
Yeah.
We got attacked a lot.
Yeah.
But like last time, I think I maybe saw one in the distance, and it might have been a mirage.
Maybe. So, but yeah, I'm definitely down to get back into that and looking forward to that. Also, it hit me today. 5 weeks from tomorrow, I'll be getting on a plane. Graham will be getting on a plane to come see you, and also go to E3.
Yes, but mostly.
Yeah, mostly to see you. But it's coming up fast.
It is.
And tonight we're actually going to start our E3 preview content because there's a lot of stuff to talk about, and it doesn't really fit all that well into one giant episode. But we'll still do a predictions episode in June where we say what we think is going to happen. Graham will predict that every game in the world is coming to Switch.
Correct.
He'll predict that Switch games are coming to Switch again. With a re-release, which actually wouldn't surprise me. To see like the Zelda Breath of the Wild Super Edition, something like that. But no, we'll do a prediction show the last night. It'll actually be our first night in Los Angeles, which will also be something else for the first time, Steven. Which will be video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'll be fun.
We're planning on doing video for E3 for sure. And we kind of made a deal with our community, like, hey, you get 50 patrons and we'll do video for every single episode. But we're going to be doing video during E3 as well, not just for episodes, which we'll be doing on a daily basis, by the way, starting the Friday night before, all the way through the last Thursday of E3. So for 7 consecutive days, we'll be doing an episode every night. But we're also going to have a lot of video stuff like from the show floor and from the other events that are going on. And we're kind of right now, since our first time going, we're sort of figuring out all the ins and outs, so to speak, of how to gain access to these things. And some of them are pretty straightforward. Others seem like way too complicated. Oh, my TV's talking again. Say hi, everybody. But yeah, like, Steve, would you agree? Like, sometimes it's super easy. It's been to get access to something, and other times it has not. And it's really been frustrating. So we're hoping, because we all are on the media mailing list, within the next week or two, we should start getting a bunch of stuff to get set up for appointments and things like that. And hopefully that'll answer some questions for us. The hardest part is just getting answers when it's your first time going, you don't really know what to expect. So, but we're going to be bringing in a lot of content to you guys, video-wise and audio-wise, throughout the course of that week. All right. That's my answer to how my week has been. And it turned into nothing about that after a short period of time.
Yeah, well,
whatever.
That's okay.
But yeah, so Steven, take it away and tell us about how people can join the community.
All right. So we are the official podcast of the Xbox Hub. Head on over to the xboxhub.com for all the latest and greatest in Xbox news, reviews, and everything else in between in the world of Xbox. And there's also the sister site, the Switch Hub, so you can check out some Switch stuff as well. Finally, not finally, but we'd love to have you come join our community. One of the easiest ways to do that is head on over to Twitch, drop a follow while you're there, and find the links to Facebook, Discord, Twitter, Instagram, email, our email address, and YouTube. Or you can just go straight to Facebook at the Gaming Hub forums if you still like using Facebook, and get links to Discord, or you can email us or tweet at us or do whatever you want to do to I'm sure we can accommodate basically any request, because we'd love to have you come join Facebook or Discord. A lot of great conversation going on, books, movies, TV, all that stuff, all the Xbox, PlayStation, PC. I know we have a lot of people that are into the fighting games. Mortal Kombat came out pretty recently. I'm sure you can get some matches in with some people if you want it, or just talk about the game. Whatever you want to talk about, we have channels for. And if there's no channels for something you want to talk about, you can always ask, and we can think about making one. So we'd love to have you join there. You can send us an email at thegaminghubpodcast@gmail.com if you would like to, complain or, say something nice or whatever you want to do to any of us. If we say something you agree with, love, disagree, hate, whatever, we'd love to hear from you. Same with, and then you can tweet at us as well on Twitter at TXH Gaming Hub, or just look at all the fun stuff we tweet out. We're still trying to get down the requisite amount of sassiness required to be super successful on Twitter, but I think we can get there.
I think we can. I just don't want to do the normal thing where you go too far and then come back. You know, this is one where you need to baby step it up to the line. Yeah, we need to, but we're gonna pull some pages from Wendy's. Maybe we need to tweet at them and be like, how can we be like you?
There we go.
Yeah. So, all right. If you'd like to support the community, we really appreciate that as well. And there's a couple different ways to do that. So we're broadcasting right now on Twitch, TXH Gaming Hub there. Like Steven said, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get a free Twitch Prime sub to use every single month. And if you choose to spend that on us, we'd really appreciate that. If you don't spend it on us, spend it on somebody, help them grow and achieve their goals. Another way, Patreon. We have a Patreon page, patreon.com/gaminghub. For as little as $2 a month, you get bonus content. Right now, we're doing weekly Game of Thrones sort of spoiler cast and reaction episodes that are exclusive to people live on Twitch and patrons as well. And we're going to be doing, apologies for it taking a while. We were actually waiting for Graham to go see the movie, so we're going to blame Graham here. And now Graham's sick. So we're going to do an Avengers spoiler cast as well. Steven, you and I saw the movie last Friday each. Without ruining it, what do you think?
It was amazing.
Wasn't it? It was pretty damn good. So I really look forward to talking about that. All right. Finally, in Patreon, at the $5 and up level every month, you get an entry. You get all that bonus content, and you get an entry into a giveaway every month just for patrons at the $5 and up level, for $60 in gift cards to the console of your choice to spend on whatever you want. And we just did that giveaway for for April, 2 weeks ago? Or last week? 2 weeks ago. And we'll be doing another one here for May in a couple of weeks. So make sure you get in on that.
It might have been last week. It's hard to...
Was it? I don't... No, because last week was our week off. So it was the last episode we did. It was just 2 weeks ago. All right. So, yeah. All right. That does it for that. This is normally where I would throw something to Graham, but Graham is gone. So we're going to go ahead and go into news here.
In the news.
And not a ton going on this week, but, Steven, how much Rocket League have you played? Do you really like it? Is it something that you just kind of get into once in a while?
Yeah, it is. I had fun. I actually played it solo. And it was really fun when I was drinking and just looking for something to play.
Sure.
When I didn't want to just necessarily watch some TV or movies or something. But I never really got into it online. But it is fun. If I had someone I'd play with constantly, I would play it online. But I just don't like playing online games by myself. So I just don't.
Yeah.
But it's a fun game.
No, I hear you. I know Graham loves it.
Yes.
And yeah, he went through a spurt last year where he played that game nonstop. So I don't think he plays it so much anymore, but he played it nonstop for a good while. Anyway, Psyonix, the developers of Rocket League, were acquired this week by Epic. And of course, this sent some people online into, crisis mode and complaining mode, where, they're taking the cheap shots, now they have more people to work 12, 14 hours a day, and whatever, and blah, 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 blah. ultimately, I don't have a big problem with this. Do you?
No, but I know not Twitter, Steam users, man, they're kind of, some of them are big babies.
Yeah.
Like they're review bombing it on Twitter because it was bought by Epic.
Yeah, and
Like,
it is true
really?
that they're going to move it to the Epic Store, and once it moves there, it's not going to be available on Steam anymore.
Yeah. Epic's
So-
come out and said that they'll put games on Steam if Steam changes the amount of money they give to like indie developers, because I think it's like super small, like the cut of sale. So I get it. I mean, I like Steam a lot, but I understand why an indie developer wouldn't want to be on Steam, especially if they can get more money selling on Epic. But I think people just, come up with whatever reason. They see like, oh, it might hack your credit card or something, like without any sort of cause. And then now they're like, they're going to use that as the reason to hate the Epic Game Store.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even like saying Epic's is good. I just,
Well, and this is ultimately the thing, though. Like, and we're getting a little off topic with this, but I think with a lot of gamers, and not all, because some really do care about some of the things that they talk about, but I think for the most part, when you hear people, complain and be outraged by, whatever working conditions in a studio or this or that, I think 90% of them, Steven, are absolutely full of crap. They're saying it to pat themselves on the back so they look good, but when you really see people care about something, is like this case, when Steam users think they're not going to have Rocket League anymore.
Yeah.
That's when they care, when it affects them.
I think people also like to just get mad, and it's fun to just get mad and yell at things. And so anytime they have a reason to get mad, they can. And especially if it's like quote unquote justified, working conditions or whatever.
Anybody can justify any point of view if they want to.
Sure.
Or at least try to.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I think too that we live in a time where outrage gets you attention. And honestly, like saying, hey, it doesn't bother me, no big deal, almost gets you ridiculed. Like you're expected to be outraged about everything. And it's kind of sad. And that goes well outside the world of the game. Which we're not going to get into tonight. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't get why everything has to be a big deal. Like, this is a good, sound business move for Epic. And Psyonix, if they were really worried about what was going to happen to Rocket League, their baby, would they have sold it? Probably not. They probably felt good about what was happening.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'd never read anything about them being in any sort of trouble financially, have you?
No.
Like, this was a deal that probably just made really good sense to them.
Yep.
So I'm fine with it. I'm good with it. I think it'll probably be something that ends up benefiting both Psyonix and the game. And I think it'll be good.
I agree.
All right. Borderlands 3, Steven, a game you're really excited for. We got some gameplay streamed this week.
We did.
And I don't know, what are your initial thoughts?
It looks awesome. So the live stream showed like the new Vault Hunters, and then some changes to like just Borderlands as a whole and new weapons and stuff. I like the look of it. I think it's awesome. The guns look freaking sweet to me. It like in the old games, in 1 and 2, I mean, and the pre-sequel. Well, actually, I haven't played the pre-sequel, so I can't fully talk to that one. But in 1 and 2, for sure, like the guns kind of just shot like bullets. I mean, you can laugh like because that's what guns do, but when you have like games like Sunset Overdrive, right, and even Crackdown 3 had some like interesting guns that like did different things, that didn't just shoot bullets. They shot teddy bears that had bombs attached to them, or a firework launcher in Sunset Overdrive, or like rockets, but just were like kind of crazy in Crackdown 3. I can't remember any specific weapons, but I just remember having a few that I really enjoyed using. And it does seem like there's a lot more of those types of guns where you can like, shoot and then kind of like aim your laser. And yeah, it's actually right on Twitch right now as I say it. Aim the laser and lead the rocket, right? Or shoot like a not a laser beam, but like a plasma beam and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be just more of the same. I love the formula. I don't think they need to change it so much. They can just add to it and make an amazing experience. And that's by everything I've seen so far on this game. That's exactly what they've done. Is they just added to the formula a bit and made it look even more awesome than before. And so I am super thrilled for this game coming out. There's really not much coming out before it or after it. At least not.
Well, there's some stuff coming out after it.
Yeah, but not immediately.
Not
is
immediately.
What I'm saying.
Well, at least not yet. Not that we know for sure.
Yeah, that's true. It could change come E3, but
yeah,
no, I'm excited for this game. Yeah. What about you?
I'm with you on the weapons. I think the weapons look fantastic and they look a lot of fun. You're really making me want to go back and play Sunset again.
Or maybe you should play Borderlands 1.
Well, we have been. The game, I agree, looks great. And, the color in it is fantastic, all that type of thing. I really can't wait to play it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. September is a really good launch window for this game, I think. I would hate to see this game launch in October, and not that I think it would get buried, but I do think we're going to see some high-profile releases this year in October like we normally do. Even though there is no Assassin's Creed and no Battlefield this year to worry about there. And we know Fallen Order is coming out in November. But we're still going to get something in October. I would bet Skull and Bones, right? Yeah. And a couple of others. So we'll see. But I would hate to see this game get buried, just like Sunset Overdrive did. We brought them up earlier. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing what the game has to offer. It looks fantastic. What I want to talk about, though, is as always, there's drama, because nothing in gaming can happen without it. And Randy Pitchford turned out and, after the thing, ended up getting in a little Twitter fight with Game Informer, actually. And he claimed Game Informer was saying he was calling him a liar. He was basically talking about microtransactions, and he had said there's no loot boxes or anything like that. And, I think Game Informer made it out sound like he was saying there's no microtransactions whatsoever. And Pitchford was really trying to say there's nothing that's going to be pay to win here. It's cosmetic stuff. There is cosmetic stuff for microtransactions. So it turned into a thing that turned to a long, battle over the course of the afternoon that day. I think, Steven, why can't we just have nice things and not have a fit?
Well, that is a good question. I don't know. I think just we've kind of come to a point in society where, if everyone doesn't think exactly like you do, you disagree with them. You can agree on 99% of the stuff, but you'll find a way to argue about that 1% constantly. And I think that's
and you'll focus on the 1%, right?
And is it a big deal that he said there's no microtransactions when he meant loot box type stuff? I mean, I don't know. And where do you draw the line at what is a microtransaction or not? I just don't know exactly what the big deal about this is.
Here's the thing to me. It's certainly possible when you're engaging in public speaking to misspeak.
Yeah.
I had a job last year, the year before, where I was doing public speaking essentially all day long. And, you're gonna say something wrong sometimes. I did it. Other people did it. Everybody does it. And I think when it comes to we had this talk about gaming journalism before, a long time ago. But this is where I think, in terms of game journalism, it's on them to say, he misspoke. Let's clarify what really exists here, rather than maybe imply, at least as far as Randy Pitchford was concerned, that they were just out and out calling him a liar. Now, they said they didn't mean it that way, and he kind of accepted that, and they kind of got, they made up at the end. But don't you think it's on, game journalists, it's part of being responsible to kind of read into some intent there?
Yeah, I do.
So, I feel like it's on, part of that's on them too. Everybody's looking for the big gotcha moment now. And it drives me nuts. But anyway. All right. Anything else on Borderlands? Stephen,
No,
before we
I
move
just
on.
cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. And I'm glad it's an early holiday window game. So, because they said what, it's 30 hours if you like race through it, basically.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they don't mean that as like 2 playthroughs. Like, because
yeah. I don't think so.
the previous Borderlands games had regular and then like True Vault Hunter, and I think Borderlands 2 might have had a third.
Mm-hmm.
Could be wrong. I can't remember fully.
I feel like that would be really misleading if they meant, for the multiple playthroughs to level up and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they said the campaign is this.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's jump into our first round of E3 preview. And today, we're going to talk about Square Enix and EA. So, first of all, let's kind of recap what these companies have done in the past, and then we're going to talk about what they're doing this year. And in terms of a preview, we're going to talk about kind of what we're looking forward to from each of them, potentially, and what we think they need to do this year. Again, our predictions will come the Friday before E3 starts, when we do our preview or prediction episode. All right. So Square last year held a kind of a direct delivery stream conference, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't on stage. They showed off Shadow of the Tomb Raider. They showed off Kingdom Hearts. And what else did they have in that video?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I do remember that we were on the fence going into it about whether or not to kind of do a post-game on that one stream.
Yeah.
And show. And through watching it, we made the very quick and I think accurate decision to not do one.
Yeah, it was not great.
It was not very good. And it seemed like a lot of what they showed, especially, both games, Kingdom Hearts and Tomb Raider, they showed in other conferences too.
Yes.
It was all just rehash. So I think that's a huge no-no. You got to save some stuff for your own. That's new and exciting. But anyway, they didn't do that. And I don't know, I left it feeling very underwhelmed, once it was all done. This year, they don't have anything no official title announced of a big game coming out this year, although they have said they are going to release a major title by the end of 2019. So, Stephen, what are your thoughts on what that might be? What do you think are some possibilities, and what do you expect to see from them?
Final Fantasy VII's remake we haven't heard much about it. We know it's been in the works for a long time. I don't know if it's close enough to being done to be released this year though, because we have not heard anything. I don't think they're also making an Avengers game. I don't know how much we might see that here at E3. I don't know if we're gonna see it, I don't think we're gonna see that it's coming out this year. There's rumors of a shooter they're making. That could potentially. It just depends if they have enough people on it. And then I think the most likely scenario is like a Secret of Mana, either remaster or a remake or a just sequel. I don't know what is the most likely. I guess we could also maybe potentially see a Star Ocean game. I don't know. There's a lot of RPGs that are potential. Well, they just actually had Secret of Mana last year, so I don't think we're gonna get that. Maybe a new one. I don't know. It's tough because they do focus on a lot of RPG type games, right? And they had Octopath last year, which was good. So maybe I don't know if a year is enough time to make it. I don't think it's enough time to do another one.
I don't think so.
It's tough to say exactly what, because there's been no rumors.
Well, here's the argument I can make for Final Fantasy, because this was something that was traditionally shown on Sony's stage, right? And Sony's not there, so they might want to take the spotlight for themselves.
That's true.
With that. So there's the argument for them. I think, though, when it comes down to what they need to do, they need to get that Avengers game out this year. Because when you look at it and you see who the primary characters in that game are. It's all the OG Avengers from the MCU, you know? And as Phase 3 concludes and we move into Phase 4, no spoilers, you're going to want to take advantage of that group, I think. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would.
So I think putting that game out next year in 2020, I think or in 2021 is a huge mistake. So and they've been so quiet on it, I think we're going to get something big this year. Would that be a day one buy for you?
It depends what type. Like, I want to be like, yes. I just want to know what type of game it is first.
Well, it's a third-person action game.
Yeah,
we know that.
Probably. I think I'd wait to see reviews. I like Square Enix. Well, if it's actually like Kingdom Hearts, yeah, then I would. Yeah, you know what? I'd be okay with it.
All right.
I'd do it. Day one. Yeah, probably.
And I'm happy enough. Actually, I shouldn't even say happy enough. That's not even fair to them. I'm really happy with what they did with the Tomb Raider games, the 3. So, on the note of Tomb Raider, though, we know we're not going to see anything with that because they're done with Tomb Raider. They did their trilogy. They're done. Like, somebody else will take it now and go. And we know it's not going to be Kingdom Hearts because it's at least 18 years until a new game.
Ha ha ha. Had to get that shot in.
It's not a shot. It's just saying, like, they took a little while.
No.
Right?
Okay, maybe.
Okay. So, yeah. I'm kind of leaning. I think you're on to something there. I think it's either going to be, the Final Fantasy VII or Avengers or both. Who says it can't be?
Yeah.
Maybe it could. It might be both. And that would, take care of two very different groups of fans, I would think. So I don't think those would be competing games in any way. But, all right. So that's Square. And if you have any, questions, thoughts, predictions on Square, let us know. Send email thegaminghubpodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up on Twitter at TXHGamingHub. Let us know in Discord or on Facebook, the Gaming Hub forums. So, EA, Steven. Last year, EA did a stage briefing, and they've done that every year for a while. This year, they're not. Now, part of this might have something to do with the fact that EA's not so good at these. They just really struggle to put out a really quality event on stage year after year. No matter how much you think this one's going to be different, they seem to find a way. and they usually get bogged down in like really stupid stuff. Like they'll bring Pele on stage to talk about FIFA, and the whole thing just stops dead.
Yep. Or Command and Conquer Mobile.
Yeah. Or Command and Conquer Mobile. Yeah, last year. That was horrific. And, no offense to the guys that were playing it. It's not their fault. Or Madden Championship guy.
Oh, God. He was so douchey.
I know. So, you have that. All those things. Like, those tended to stop those shows dead in their tracks. And then they get around to showing off stuff like, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and they show a lot of gameplay, and it would actually be good, or they'd show off like Battlefield 1 a few years ago, and that looked amazing, and, it would go a long way towards kind of bringing it back, but it was just, they couldn't overcome just some of the dumb stuff that they did. So, last year, we'll recap, we saw some Battlefield 5, we saw Star Wars Battlefront 2, we saw the really weird, like, Vince Zampella interview, on the floor.
Oh, yes,
in the stands, where he announced the title of the Star Wars game from Respawn. We saw just a real short thing on sports games, right? It was not very long last year. It was actually very short, if I remember right. But we saw Madden Championship thing. They took longer on that than they did on actually showing anything from the new sports games.
I don't know. I thought they did a long shot trailer.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Okay. We know of the sports games, we're not going to see anything of NHL. We're going to see Madden, because NHL they save for the, not even the draft, the awards ceremony that takes place at the end of June.
Yeah, that's because most people don't care about NHL, like E3-wise. I mean, it's a specific
honestly,
small sect.
Most E3 attendees don't care that much about Madden or FIFA either, but those games at least have a bigger audience.
Yeah.
So
they have a big audience on like people watching at home.
So I remember last year I watched an interview on IGN's E3 stream, and nothing against IGN guy. I don't even remember who it was. So I'm not I couldn't throw him under the bus even if I wanted to, which I don't. But they put the poor guy on there to interview the Madden developers. Madden's a game I know and love. He clearly didn't care about that game at all. Like, to him, it's sports ball, yay,
Yeah.
And he's asking questions that make it so obvious that he knows absolutely nothing about this. I felt bad for him. I felt really bad for the developers because it came across as almost disrespectful to the work that they put in. But I didn't see it that way because, it was somebody that shouldn't have been doing that interview. It wasn't fair to him. I don't remember who it was. But anyway, sports-wise, they spent a little time and not much. The Command & Conquer was just not so great. Way too long in that on a mobile game. We know how much console gamers love mobile games. About as much as PC gamers do. Diablo. But so don't bring that stuff up on the E3 stage. Like, I know you're trying to impress. I felt last year, Steven, and I think I said this on our post show. I felt like EA did that briefing more for their investors than they did for their fans. And that's why it failed. Now, they did do some good stuff. So we saw the surprise of Unravel 2 and the launch of Unravel 2 that day.
Yep, that was cool.
Yeah, we saw and for the life of me, I can't remember the game and I feel bad. Because we were all impressed with it.
The one in the water.
Yes, it was one of their indie games. Those games. So anyway, I'm sure we're leaving something out, but that's essentially the EA briefing from 2018. Now, they're not doing a briefing this year. They're doing a kickoff event Friday night. We have no idea what that looks like. And they're doing, all through Saturday at least, live streams from EA Play showing off all the stuff that they're working on. So anyway, Steven, let me turn it over to you now. What do you expect to see from them? What are you hoping to see, looking forward to seeing? Like, what are you dying to get your hands on personally at EA Play this year?
Oh, I would love to see the game that we saw last year being released this year. I'd like to get my hand, like another one of their, it's not going to be an announcement because they're not doing conference, right? But it'd be cool. Like, I'm sure they're going to have some panels or something. And they might announce that the game comes out today or something like that. I'd like to see Jedi Fallen Order, but I don't want to play it. I don't want to touch that game because I know I'm going to buy it and I'm going to really want to play it. And if I play it, I'm not going to want to play anything else, as I've alluded to many times in the past. So I'd love to see the Jedi game. I'd like to see something that.
So you want to watch me play the Jedi game, is what you're
Yes,
saying?
I will watch you play it.
Okay.
I have no problem watching other people, and then I don't have to worry about like people judging my like playstyle ability in person.
I don't care what anybody thinks there. Like, I don't. I'm there to get the experience and be able to share it with our community. That's why we're all there, and
Yeah,
screw what anybody else thinks.
that's fine. I mean, I understand it, but I just want to see some new stuff from them. Like, we'll see. Like, nothing off the top of my head. I can think
you
of.
might
that
be
I
disappointed.
Want to see. But
How about Dragon Age?
Yeah, I would like to see Dragon Age be playable. I'd play that.
All right.
Probably. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe I'll make Tyler play it, and then I can.
I feel like that's a Graham
terrible
play. I'll be awful at it. I'll be like, when do I get to play as Daenerys?
Yeah, you do get to fight dragons in the third one. And
No
I think
way.
the first one.
In a game called Dragon Age, you get to fight dragons?
Well, yeah.
All right, cool.
Wow, way to be a
Spoilers.
mean person.
I'm not being mean.
Bullying.
So
Bullying me. So we don't have
I think maybe I've learned from you too well.
We don't have Graham to keep Tyler from bullying me. That's what he's around.
Okay, yeah.
Very rude. Very
All right.
hurtful.
So for me, obviously, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. First and foremost, I would love to see a playable demo of Madden and get my hands on that. Not gonna lie. I think that would be fun to experience. And again, I'm sure they'll have one. Something to that effect anyway. I'm more interested in kind of what we can get, like for us, what we can get in terms of access to meetings and interviews with some of the people behind some of the games at EA. In particular, Star Wars for sure, Respawn. And I also want to ask them why they're not doing Titanfall anymore. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, the answer is obvious, and it's a very green answer, and it's not the Hulk. But I think they found their moneymaker with Apex. Titanfall 2 was a fantastic shooter with a great campaign. Steven, I know you disagree a little bit.
I don't disagree. I just didn't play enough of it. I've written before, like, why I just don't enjoy shooters, and it did nothing different. And even the campaign, like, I tried, and I just did not have fun in it.
See, I normally hate shooter campaigns. I just get through them, you know? But I don't find myself caring all that much. And that one actually was different for me. I very much enjoyed it. I thought it was great. And also, like, so often, I think we've talked about this before, and I think you've agreed, so often campaigns and shooters serve as tutorials for multiplayer. You know what I mean? It's like to teach you all this stuff so you can go play multiplayer.
Oh, yeah.
And I felt like Titanfall 2, they did some of that, but it wasn't really about that. Like, you're never going to get it totally free of that.
Yeah. I do remember it being fun to watch speedrun at GDQ.
Yeah.
Or one of the games done quick. I think it was summer last year.
Yeah, so, I would love to know what's going on with that series. And for anybody who doesn't know, they'd originally said that they had more Titanfall stuff coming later this year. And they recently announced last week, I think, that they now are canceling all Titanfall stuff for this year because they're going to focus on Apex Legends, which, gee, who could have seen that coming?
Yep.
But anyway, I'm super excited to get my hands on Jedi Fallen Order. I think that's going to be fantastic. I'm so looking forward to that. Who would have guessed that the huge Star Wars fan in the group would be excited about that? But Madden, like I said, and yeah, I don't think we're going to see anything new from like Need for Speed, and I don't think we should. I think it should take some time off and really evaluate what it wants to be. Like they need to know what their identity is to fit in that genre, because they're not going to do mechanics and performance better than Forza. So they need to find something that's different and better about them. And I think you said it off air and you said it best. Like they've never captured the magic as hard as they've tried from what, Hot Pursuit, was it? Or Most Wanted?
Most Wanted.
Most Wanted, yeah. I didn't think Hot Pursuit was that bad either, honestly. But Most Wanted was fantastic. So I think, I think you're absolutely right on that. They've never recaptured it. The last one was just not good. Like, it felt like the last one was trying to be like Fast and Furious in a way.
Yeah, I remember trying and I just did not enjoy it.
That game was on EA Access within, a few months? Like, it was one of the quickest turns to get into the vault of any game you'll see. Any non-sports game, at least. So, while we're on that topic, let me ask this. What about EA Access going to PlayStation? Would they announce it there if they're going to do it?
Yeah, they could.
I mean, remember, they're not having a briefing, and Sony's not, so what would be the right time?
I don't know, just before or at a panel or something?
Maybe. I mean, I could see Sony having another direct or something and announcing it there. Whatever they call the things, I call them directs when it's just, video streamed. But anyway, the other question is, remember EA Premium? We were all really impressed with that last year. And we were hoping it would come to consoles. It didn't. Do you think that might change? Do you think we might see it at least on Xbox this year?
Yeah, I think we might. It's possible for sure. Very likely. Probably be announced at the Xbox conference. So if it was there.
Somebody in Twitch is like, talk about Cyberpunk. Sorry, it's not an EA game. I bet EA wishes that was an EA game.
Yeah.
But no, we'll get to that probably during when we talk about Xbox, which will be in a few weeks. So, yeah, I think for premium, I think there's a really good chance we could see it linked with Xbox this year. I don't know how it's performing on PC, but I personally feel like I've always felt the subscription type service is much more geared towards console players than PC players. I think PC players care a lot more about that freedom in there, when I think console players want convenience. They don't want it to be hard. They just want to sit down, turn the box on, and play. They don't, you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
So I think those subscription services play out much better with console players. And by console players, I don't mean your, quote, hardcores. I mean your casuals. Which, by the way, is at least 85% of console owners and players.
Yeah.
So I think a subscription service like that plays out much better there. I would buy it day one. And I'm not even a casual, but I would buy it day one because there's so many EA games I play every year. It would be worth it for me.
Yeah. You're not a casual. You're a filthy casual.
Sure, whatever.
I'm just kidding.
So, anything else on EA? Well, like I said, we'll get into predictions the last show before E3 starts. But anything else on EA, Steven?
No, it sucks that they're not. I mean, it doesn't suck that they're not having a conference because their conferences were always not so great. But I just don't know when they're going to announce any of the stuff they would normally announce at their conference.
It'll be on that
Saturday. Just do it throughout EA Play or whatever.
And we're working hard to be able to get into that and get access into some of the behind-the-scenes stuff, and we continue to email back and forth, so we'll continue to do that. All right. Yep. That's going to do it for news, everybody. And we're going to head into releases, and we'll start with Xbox, where you can get For the King on the 7th, Life is Strange 2 Episode 3 Wastelands on the 9th, and Reverse Crawl on the 10th. Games with Gold, man, they have games this month. They have Marooners through the 30th. They have Outcast Second Contact, you can still get through the 15th. And Earth Defense Force Insect Armageddon via backwards compatibility through the 15th of May. Steven, we were talking yesterday, you can find many, many, many better options on Game Pass this month, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, did they just put Wolfenstein 2 on there?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, so good game. Give it a go. All right, Steven, what can we get on PlayStation and Nintendo? You are playing the role of Graham tonight.
All right. PlayStation, you can get Shakedown Hawaii, Puyo Puyo Champions, and Brief Battles on the 7th of May. For PS Plus games, you can get What Remains of Edith Finch and Overcooked. As far as Nintendo is concerned, you can get European Conqueror X and Car Mechanic Manager on the 7th. And then you can get Meow Motors on the 8th. So,
all right.
Really quality titles there.
Thanks, Graham. Steven, what do we have for questions?
Yeah, questions. Okay. First one's from Discord. Let me pull up the name here. DCar777. Which do you think will make the most money? Avengers Endgame or The Rise of Skywalker?
Endgame's already made more money than The Rise of Skywalker is going to make, but I'm still looking forward to The Rise of Skywalker more.
I was going to say the same thing. Like, I remember seeing, I think Endgame's was like the second, or it might have been the biggest opening ever on opening weekend. Mm-hmm. And Star Wars The Force Awakens was in the top 5. But the second one, Last Jedi, was not. So... And I think there's a lot of people that might sit that one out. But
I think that trailer brought some people back, though. Like, at least to the point where they're like, okay, I'll give it a chance, you know?
Yeah, there's a decent chance. But you'll get a lot of people, of course, Star Wars. But I don't think it's going to be Endgame for...
No, like I said, I think Endgame's already made more than Star Wars is going to make.
Yeah, definitely possible.
And that doesn't mean Star Wars will be a failure. It would be a resounding success.
Yes.
If it made just less than what Endgame's already made. So, all right.
Our next question from Manuel Lazoya on Facebook. With the new Jedi Star Wars game from EA not having any microtransactions, do you think they might be using this game and its sales as a test to see if they should continue with games that have no microtransactions?
Nope. I don't. EA, here's the thing I'll say to appease the people that just constantly bash EA. I think them and Activision are the two that stand out to me that really cater to their investors more than their fans. So I think there's a lot of EA games that are born in like boardroom meetings saying, what type of game can we make that's going to make the most money for us?
Yeah, I agree. I also would say, like, it sucks too, because I would be okay if they did that if they also created games that are not supposed to just nickel and dime their consumers and make these no microtransactions awesome looking game, but it kind of hasn't been the case.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to see more like the indie, like we have Unravel, right? And then Unravel 2 and then the new one that we saw last time, but that seems the very rare case where they kind of just make a game to make a nice piece of art.
But they had to name the special program for it.
Yeah, what is that called?
Oh, it's God. EA Originals.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And it is quite original of them to make something good and pure that doesn't have, a transaction screen every 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I love Madden, but man, my favorite mode is Ultimate Team, and there's no way. I mean, I know there is a way to get all the cards and do everything without buying packs, but that's only if it's the only game you're ever going to play, and that's not me. So, like, the only way to really have fun with it is to spend money, and that sucks.
Yep.
So, anyway.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that.
No. They will use... I'm convinced they let their PGA Tour license go because they couldn't figure out a way to do Ultimate Team in that.
Yep.
If they could have done Ultimate Team in golf and made it successful, we never only would have had one EA golf game this generation. So, how about our Twitch question?
Yeah, that's a good one. Piracy asks in Twitch, he says, what do you think is the biggest thing each console learned this generation?
I think that I think two of the three of them have learned lessons about arrogance in a big way. And those two are Microsoft and Nintendo. I think Microsoft learned from the launch of the Xbox One in 2013. And I think Nintendo has shown that they have learned from the launch of the Wii U back in 2012 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And
you think the Wii U was arrogance?
Kind of, because they weren't giving people what they wanted. Nintendo got more in. I think Microsoft to a larger degree fell into this, but it's kind of the attitude of, we're going to tell you what you're going to love and you're going to love it. Microsoft was really guilty of that. Like the Wii U, by all accounts, I'm referring to Graham here because he's really the only person I know that bought one or four of them. But by all accounts, it wasn't all that bad. I just don't think it's what people wanted. The Xbox One, the messaging was absolutely terrible in every way imaginable. But the way it was painted out to be wasn't what gamers wanted. Gamers want what's known to them and what's comfortable to them just a little bit better every time. That's what they want. And they don't want huge game-changing things. People, just naturally don't like change that much. So, I think they both learned from that. PlayStation, I'm not sure what they've learned this gen. Because I think they're suffering from arrogance right now. And I think it started when you saw things like they wouldn't bring EA access to their platform because they say, it wasn't a good value for their players. And that's total crap. Like, unless you're a giant pony, you don't believe that. It ultimately came down to money. and they didn't like the deal they were getting. So that was it. And I guarantee you that. I don't have evidence, but look at the way business works anywhere. And that's pretty much how things happen. Nobody makes those types of decisions because it's not great value for our players. Like, you're all about choice and giving gamers choice. Leave it up to them to decide. I'm not sure what they learned. I will take that back. What they learned is how to make a strategy to maybe not release as many first-party games, but when they do release them, they're freaking amazing. And I think Xbox could learn that sooner than later. Steven?
Yes. Xbox learned that they need games to be successful. First-party games. You can have the most powerful console in the world, but if you don't have the games to go along with it, might not do as well. I mean, we've never actually seen their numbers because they refuse to release them. I can imagine Xbox sold decently, but I still think, like, you need games. And
would you release them?
Not if they're terrible, which is why I think they're terrible.
If you were playing a football game and you were down 44-3, wouldn't you want the score hidden too?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I mean, yeah.
So, like, I would not. That's. I'm pretty sure why they like, it can't be good. Otherwise, they'd be released, because I think it was released on 360. In fact, I'm 100% sure it was. Nintendo
monthly.
Learned that nostalgia wins, though they didn't. I don't think ever forget that. But if you just create more of the same and then make it amazing, and then, like, re-release everything in your old library, and then make a bunch of other new games, sequels and stuff, like, they're going to be super, super successful, to the point where they never have to drop down their prices of any of their games ever. And then PlayStation learned that if they just keep doing what they're doing, and by that I mean, like, what they've been doing in the last 4 years of making, like, super awesome, like, only need one or two really amazing first party exclusive games in a year to be successful. And if they learn that, and they kept it and don't become arrogant and kind of do something stupid with their next console, they'll be fine and probably have the lead next year. Because I trust PlayStation more than I trust Xbox right now going in. Now it might change to C3. I just need to see some awesome looking first party exclusives.
I'm gonna tell you, I still believe Xbox is going to blow us away this June. I really do. Next month.
Well,
so
I
hope I'm right.
Yeah.
But so which console do you think like gets the most out of the nostalgia factor? Nintendo?
Oh, for sure, 100%. Look at the PS Classic.
Like, in terms of the fan base.
Oh yeah.
That's a really good point. The PS Classic, because Nintendo could have. Well, they did put out the Classic ones. They weren't $100 though. They were what? They were 80.
One was 80 and one was 60, I think, or 70 and 60. They had two classics. But look at, I mean, it's a lot of nostalgia with Nintendo, but it's also they do release a bunch of, like, awesome new games. You have the sequels both to Zelda and Mario, Super Mario World, right? Getting 10s. Plus, you have, like, their new game, like Octopath Traveler, which was a really fun IP and new IP. And then you have, like, a new Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem game coming out this year. And I don't know, and, like, Luigi's Mansion. They're doing it right. They're releasing a lot of games, and they're releasing like 8 billion indie games every day.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think what they're doing really, really well right now is, I'm convinced that a huge part of their market is just, like, super casual gamers. Like, they market to families well. They market to, like, the dorm room crowd really well, who, like, get together and play in big groups,
Yeah.
Stuff like that for the, the fun factor and all that stuff. I think they're really good at that. And then they also take care of what I would argue is a smaller percentage of a hardcore crowd than the other two have, but they take care of them really well with things like Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, etc., etc.
Yep.
So, and Smash Brothers.
Oh yeah.
So your serious players play those games, and a lot of the casuals do too. But they do a good job taking care of everybody. And again, I think especially Xbox could learn from that.
I agree.
So, all right, what else we got?
Clover asked, "What is your favorite Assassin's Creed game?"
Oh man, the last one.
Really? Did you not play any of the others?
No, I did. Like I played some of the first one, a little bit of the second, just a little bit though. I really gave the third one a shot, and that one for me was just not good.
Now,
and
when you say the third one, do you mean Assassin's Creed 3 or Assassin's Creed Revelation? Not Revelation. It was Revelation?
Sorry, I mean Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah.
The Revolutionary War one.
Okay.
That just was not...
Oh, it sucked. It was like 6 hours to get going.
Mm-hmm.
No, mine was Assassin's Creed 2.
Okay.
Well, the whole Ezio trilogy was freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
2 was great though.
But you know me, like I don't love the stealthy gameplay as much, and the newer games have removed some of that.
I know, and it sucks.
I love it. So there you go.
Oh.
You can still play stealthy if you want to.
It's not as fun though. I love the hidden blades and being able to like sneak in and just stab people in the face.
Okay.
I don't know. I loved Assassin's
I
Creed
mean,
2.
you would, but yeah.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. But yeah. No, I mean, I get it. I just don't like the stealth aspect, so I really love the new game.
Yeah.
All right. One more?
Sure. Tony asked, "What are you guys addicted to other than video games?" Like mine is collecting pops and Dragon Ball Z statues. Yeah, so for those that aren't in our Discord, our good friend Tony over there, he has he said it himself, addicted to, but he has a lot of pops. All right, and it seems like he buys new pops every other week, and it's kind of fun to see which new pops he buys. And
it's weird. He buys them just because they're there.
Yeah, whatever.
And he doesn't own them. But hey, go for it, man. Like you're a Penguins fan. If you want to have an Evgeny Malkin Funko, go for it.
That's
dude.
right, Tony. Sidney Crosby too, for sure. That's probably front of his mantelpiece.
Yep. So I don't know, Steven. What do you think?
What am I addicted to? So it's weird. My addiction changes like every 6 months. So there was a time where I was addicted to chess, and I still like playing chess, but I was addicted to it. And I'd buy books on it. And then I got addicted to the piano and bought sheet music for that. And then I got addicted to math, and I bought some math books. And I guess my addiction's buying books. Just the topic changes, but I like buying books for things. And so I guess that'd be the thing I buy a lot. I do like buying books. I just become that old recluse. My dream is
the old recluse of mid-20s.
Yeah. Well, have you ever seen My Fair Lady?
No.
Well, it's an amazing movie. You should watch
it.
But anyways, there's it's not just this movie. You know the kind of rich people that have the whole room that's library from the top 2 stairs with the nice.
Yep.
That's what I want.
I would love that too. Don't get me wrong. I have so many books. It's stupid.
Yeah, I have a lot.
And I have a Kindle that has more.
Yep. And I've probably read maybe 15%.
I know.
Of the books I own.
Yep. I'll get them and I'm like, this looks awesome. And then 2 years later, I'm like, I should read that.
Yep.
But yeah, I can relate with that. So here's his books. Okay. For me, I definitely like sports quite a bit, and I do love baseball. I love everything about the sport. I think the stat-driven aspect of it, I really love. I love how you can break anything down numbers-wise in there, which, Steven, as a math person, I know you would agree with.
I would.
And that stuff's really fun. And now we've really bought in to the new analytics stuff in the game. That makes it even better for me. But I do love that. And I love the game on the field. So it's perfect. And also movies. I like to collect movies as well. So I'm kind of doing the same thing there as I do with books, where I have a really good physical movie collection. And then also on digital, on Xbox, I have now got hundreds of movies, and less than you do, I think, Steven, still.
That's correct. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm
But,
addicted
yeah.
to buying movies as well.
Yeah. But I've already bought like this. Okay, so this week I have purchased the Girl in the Spider's Web because that's on the sale. And I bought the Connery James Bond collection, which is 4 movies. And did I buy another one today? I don't think so, but I might have. Don't rule it out. I'm kind of vaguely thinking I might have. So, and that was today. But yeah, I do that a lot. But Steven, you are known for impulse purchases, and that's where a lot of your movie purchases came from.
No. Yes.
Yeah.
See, it's a problem because Microsoft has like $5 sales. Dude, there was
On the weekends, yeah.
There was a $5 sale like every weekend for like 4 months straight. And when you're drinking and a movie is $5, you're like, well, I don't know if I've ever seen this, and it looks okay, but what if I love it? You know, I can get it for $5, so 2 viewings is like $2.50, and I justify it that way. And you know, I'm like drinking, so naturally I spend money because that's what you do when you're drinking. That's what I do when I'm drinking, at least. That's how I bought Steep, by the way. A long time ago. I was drunk. It was right after finals, and I was like, you know what sounds fun? Steep. Let's buy it. And I bought Call of Duty same day, $120 on a Friday.
Well, Call of Duty's understandable. Which one was it though? Was it like Space Call of Duty?
Yeah. I think,
at that point,
I think it was Infinite Warfare, maybe.
That's Space Call of Duty, isn't it?
It was Infinite. Though it was that the Kevin Spacey one.
No. Kevin Spacey one was the one where you press X to pay respects in the campaign, and it's early, so you probably would have seen it.
No, I did. I can't remember which one was. Oh, that might have been Advanced Warfare then. No, it was Infinite Warfare. That was the one where you could like drop bees on people, right?
I think so. I don't. They all kind of run together for me, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Black Ops 4 was the only one that I like.
Dude, I'm so hoping we get Modern Warfare 4 this year. And they make 4 what 3 should have been. But that's just me. We should get that announcement this month, by the way.
There was nothing wrong with Modern Warfare 3, in my opinion.
Okay, we're getting... yeah, but it just... we're getting clarification in Twitch. Thank you. Kevin Spacey was Advanced Warfare.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, okay. Yep.
So if you got Infinite, that's Call of Duty in space.
Yeah, whatever. The same Call of Duty the year Steep came out. So there we go.
All right. I think Steep was 17, but I don't know.
No, I think it was 16.
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm trying to do mental math here.
But anyway, some while you're doing that, somebody in Twitch is like, I'd be fine with no Call of Duty this year. Activision would not.
No.
There will be a Call of Duty this year. And every year until the end of time.
Steep was definitely 100% 2016. 100%.
Okay. All right, fair enough. And yeah, they'll never take a break from Call of Duty because they've got a 3 development team cycle. Yeah. So they're getting a 3-year development on each game.
Yep.
So yeah. All right. Good enough. Let's wrap up questions and let's get out of here.
All right.
So thanks everybody sending questions. Really appreciate that. And we'll actually next week, guys, we will do the giveaway, the monthly giveaway. And I know we're behind on that, but we will do that next week. Just had some stuff kind of going on this week and it just slipped through the cracks. So apologies, but we'll do it next week for you guys and maybe even do 2 of them. We'll see. Maybe if we get a decent amount of people on Twitch, we'll do 2 of them. We'll see. But Steven, anything else before we get out of here?
No, that's it. Thank you guys for stopping by, and you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. And for those that are listening that are in school, probably finals coming up. So good luck if they're this week or the next week.
Yep. And remember, the safe answer is C.
Nope. It's now B, actually.
Is it B? Okay. It is.
Because B, everyone knew that C was it. So now they switched it to B.
Okay. So, all right, I stand corrected. So hopefully you didn't shut off the show right after I said C.
Yeah.
It is actually B.
Hopefully, hopefully you guys get lucky and have a multiple choice final.
Well, it's also true on Blue Book exams. Just write B.
Yeah.
And you're good.
All right. There you go. You heard it from Tyler. If you fail, you can blame him.
Hey, I didn't say 100% guarantee. You know, people pay psychics to tell them complete, loads of crap. So
Yes.
I'm giving this away for free. All right. If you'd like to join the community, we'd love to have you do that. Head on over to Facebook, the Gaming Hub forums there, Twitch, TXH Gaming Hub there. And from either of those places, you can find a link to our Discord. We'd love to have you join there and join in the conversation as well. I anticipate a really lively conversation as we get closer to E3 and a lot of people joining during that time of year. It tends to be a really busy time of year. People are looking for video game podcasts. Who would think, right? During E3 that people would do that.
Crazy.
But also, what's that, Steven?
I said crazy.
I know. But also, if you'd like to support the show, we'd love you to do that. Like I said, on Twitch. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you get a free Twitch Prime sub to use every single month. And if you choose to spend that on us, we'd really appreciate that. It helps us grow, get better equipment, and achieve the goals we want to achieve. If you don't want to spend it on us, spend it on somebody. Help them grow and achieve their goals. All right. We also have Patreon, patreon.com/gaminghub. For as low as $2 a month, you get access to exclusive content that we deliver, like Game of Thrones episodes, Avengers Endgame reviews, and we're going to have a lot of timed exclusive stuff during E3 that is just for patrons at first, so make sure you're in on that if you want to see all of that. For as little as $5 a month, you get all that, and you get an entry into a monthly giveaway just for patrons at the 5 and up level for $60 in gift cards to the game of your choice, or to the console of your choice, sorry. And we'd love to have you be part of that. All right, that's going to do it, everybody, for episode 157. We'll be back next week with 158. Until then, hopefully with Graham, by the way. Feel better, Graham, again. Until then, everybody, have a great week. Stay safe. If you have finals coming up, study, read, do your homework, all that good stuff. And we'll talk to you soon. Have a good week, everybody.
Bye.